Hey, all you freaks, geeks, witches, weirdos, and hobos. I'm going to do a video today talking about PMDD. So, this is something that severely affects my life. I grow plants for this. So I wrote some notes down because I black out and I just forget what I'm doing. So I went to Google and I got some definitions from the Mayo Clinic and from Johns Hopkins. And so PMDD is a severe and chronic medical condition. A severe, sometimes disabling extension of PMS. Some of the forms, these are my notes. A severe form of PMS that includes physical and behavioral symptoms that usually resolve with the onset of menstruation. Some of the things that can happen are severe mood swings, sadness, anger, anxiety, hopelessness, panic attacks, lack of control, confusion, and in my case, suicidal tendencies and delusions. My therapist is getting ready. I have my tubes tied, so I don't need birth control, but my therapist is saying that maybe I should get on birth control to kind of help level out some of the things that happen, but I'm not sure about that. I'd like to try to do things the plant way first. Like I said, I'm just figuring out my life because I don't drink anymore. I spent most of my life blacked out, not understanding what was happening to me. I didn't know that I had PTSD. I didn't know that I had any of these symptoms. I started running away from home at a very early age, and I spent the rest of my life on the streets. When you spend your life on the streets, you don't have doctors, you don't have therapists, you don't have those type of things. So I just couldn't handle my emotions and my thoughts, and so I would just drink. And so I'm gonna tell you what I do to help me. Just this year, I've been figuring out that my therapist and I have been figuring out that I have PMDD. So I have marked on my calendar, before you start your period, you probably like a week before want to, I wrote it on my calendar. A week before, it says on my calendar, hey girl, you crazy, just remember that your thoughts and your feelings aren't valid. And then, whoop, through my pen. And then I start taking motherwort. So, I mean, I could take motherwort at all times, which I should, but I start taking motherwort about a week or two before I start bleeding, and it helps things settle down. Plus, I have my lemon balm for anxiety. So a good thing to do is, if you feel these things, because like PMS is like your boobs start to hurt, your belly hurts, you get bloated, you don't feel good, you're sore. PMDD is like, you're freaking insane. I have delusions. All my past experiences come flooding back. I can become suicidal. I can become homicidal. Or what do you call it? suicidal thoughts and actions, homicidal thoughts and actions. I definitely just lay around thinking about killing myself and everybody else, and it's really, 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 really dangerous for me and difficult. So about a week before I start taking motherwort, I put it on my calendar because I'll forget. If I don't have things on my calendar, I completely forget. So on my calendar it says, girl, watch out, you about to get nuts. And I have severe paranoia. All of my life experiences start to come back, and I start to think that everybody's out to get me, and I can end up in the hospital. I end up in the hospital a lot because of it, but you know, I'm trying to figure it out, and having something that tells me that my thoughts are not right, that I need to remember what's happening to me, helps. Plus, like, once you start bleeding, that kind of settles down, and you're just like normal crazy, not super crazy. So yeah, they say that birth control can help mellow that out, but I go the natural way. So I start taking motherwort. I have videos on my YouTube channel about growing. You can see me grow my motherwort in my garden, and you can see me harvest and make tinctures out of my motherwort. And yeah, it really helps. It helps to just have something on paper that you can look at, that's like in your face, you know, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, just a note that says, hey, you're okay, everything's okay, these thoughts aren't valid, you're just getting ready to bleed. And that can kind of help settle things down. But I will say that before I realized what this was, I was losing my shit, like, all the time. Like, and I wouldn't understand, you know what I mean? Because it starts like a week before, when I start just hating everybody around me, hating everything, hating being alive, hating just everything. And just to have a note that says, hey, you're okay, you know, and then to remind me to start taking my motherwort helps. Like I said, me and my therapist just figured this out like within a year, because every single month, like a week before my period, I'd call my therapist crying like, my fucking world is exploding, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm gonna kill people around me, I just can't fucking handle this, blah 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 blah. You know, end up going to the hospital. And my notes really helped me to let me know, just, hey, everything's okay. And then when you start bleeding, it kind of settles down, and you're good for a few weeks until it happens again. But once you start, this is what I'm trying to do right now, is start getting in that pattern. I have it on my thing a week before the crazy starts. My calendar says, start taking your motherwort. And then the next day on the calendar says, remember, you're going crazy, these thoughts aren't valid. And that helps me to see it. Especially, you know, I sit in my chair and I'm just like, the fucking world is exploding around me and I can't handle it. I don't want to be alive anymore. And I look at my calendar and it says, girl, you're okay. You're just going crazy right now. And then I'm like, oh. You know? So, you know, I'm just starting on my motherwort regimen. I should start taking my motherwort pretty soon to help with the psychotic thoughts, because they do start. I lay in bed at night thinking that I should just end it all. And when I start thinking that, like, when I start having suicidal thoughts and I'm just laying in bed all night long thinking, fuck this, fuck everything, I know that it's time to start taking my motherwort. So that's what I'm doing now. I've been doing it for 2 months. I'm going to be doing it soon. I should very soon start having insane thoughts, and I have been having some insane thoughts, and my calendar helps me understand myself better. So when I'm sitting here having delusions, I know that it's just a chemical imbalance in my body, and that I'm okay. So I'm doing my motherwort. I'll keep you guys posted on how that is helping. If it doesn't seem to be helping, motherwort also helps with heavy flow. It'll kind of stop your flow from being so heavy. Motherwort helps with a whole lot of female issues. I'll do a video on that probably next spring or summer. But yeah, just, you're not alone. Those thoughts are a condition called PMDD. And once you learn how to write your notes, once you learn how to track your cycle, and if the motherwort doesn't seem to be completely helping me, then I will start taking birth control, and I'll let you know how that goes. So for any of you ladies out there who think that you might have this, just remember that the PMDD diagnosis is 5 months at least out of the year where you seem to absolutely lose your shit. It's not just like, oh, my belly hurts, oh, my boobs hurt. It's like you are going to the hospital and you're going to slit your wrists kind of emotions, lose your shit at least 5 times a year. Then you might have PMDD, and there's some things that you can do about it, and I'm going to help you while I help me, and I'll let you know how it goes. So pretty soon, hey, you don't have to yell at everybody who walks by, thank you, Odin. So I'll let you know how it goes, and yeah. So in a few days, I'm going to start taking my motherwort. I'm already having crazy thoughts at night, especially when I lay in bed, just racing thoughts about how my life is trash and I just shouldn't be here in the first place. And then I have my calendar to tell me it's okay. It's not real. It's just you have an emotional imbalance. And I'm going to fix that with plants. I don't want to take doctor stuff. I want to take plants. So I'm going to do my plants first, do it a few months, let you know how things go. If it doesn't seem to be helping, then I'm going to get birth control, and I'll let you know how that goes too. So anybody out there who's experiencing these type of things, you're not alone, and I will keep you posted on my PMDD journey. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, all that.